Mabuhay, Kamustika, welcome, how are you? This is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea. Too many choices, that's the topic of today's video, too many choices. Now having a lot of choices would seem like a good thing, but sometimes it's not, and it almost feels good to be limited. I just go to the store and look for toothpaste, and it takes 15 minutes if I'm not looking for a particular one because there's too many varieties. Or try looking for potato chips. They used to be just Lay's or something, when Fritos or Lay's potato chips when I was growing up. Now there's just a whole aisle full of different potato chips. But having choices is not something that you usually think about when it comes to finding a wife. All of us, it seems, that are still single in our 30s and 40s, have been asked, well, how come you're still single? And you say, well, because I don't know anybody. Nobody will go out with me, or I don't know anybody to even ask. And then you ask them, do you know anybody that I could go out with? And they'll probably say no. I don't know anybody either. A lot of times going to church, if you're a Christian, you go to church, you kind of expect to find a wife there. Admittedly, that's not a good place to find one. It should be, but for some reason, I don't know, maybe singles just aren't going to church like they used to. Maybe it's just a tough environment for them to be in. That certainly was for me. There were times I just couldn't go, and I worried if the time I didn't go to church was the time I would have met my future wife. And that kind of thinking can make you very paranoid, and it can be very stressful if you feel that way, because you feel like there's just this minute opportunity to get married to somebody and I don't want to miss it. But having choices is a good thing, and the website Christian Filipina that I was on was my first experience with actually having choices. I'd done the U.S. dating sites. I'm glad I don't have to do that anymore. It seemed like just a waste of time. I certainly contacted women and did not get responses. I had one person criticize me for the way my hair looked or the way my beard looked or something, and that's all they said. I wasn't trying to ask them out, and they weren't trying to connect with me. They were just on there for fun, and their fun was to criticize. And U.S. dating sites, it seems like they don't take that seriously. And that's what I was expecting when I joined Christian Filipina, and probably why I had an unlimited membership, because I thought even if I was willing to roll up my sleeves, it was still going to take a while. And it could have, but I was wrong, because all those choices were actually a good thing. I met my wife on day 5. I probably turned down several hundred chat requests while I was perusing the profiles. I just hit the button that said something like politely decline, and it was coming up incessantly. And I was busy searching, and so many profiles just with the age group I put in, which I think was something like 20 to 30. And just pages and pages of pictures and profiles. Eventually I thought, this is too hard. I'll have to make a list. So I had to keep a list of people I was interested in. And then that list kept getting longer, and I would webcam with 4 or 5 women. I was very busy. I took a couple days off of work because I realized I had my hands full with this. And it was just an amazing experience. And I decided I better call it off sooner rather than later. I could be doing this 10 years from now. Now, the women on Christian Filipina are marriage-minded, and they want someone who doesn't play games, someone they can trust. And they think a foreign man is more faithful, and if he is a little older, more mature. So be honest about what may be holding you back from pursuing a Filipina before you get involved, because you're going to have no shortage of options. You've got to be dedicated. I said in another video, don't know how you can't find a wife on Christian Filipina. It's like drinking water through a fire hose when you're searching for your prospects. It's overwhelming. You start thinking, man, this could actually happen. But who is it going to be? You talk to this woman and that went well. You take your notes. Then you Skype with another one and wow, she was friendly. I think maybe she's got potential. And then the next thing you know, your list is getting bigger. you only have so much time, and you're there to get married. You just have to kind of pick one, pick a good one, and there will be one on there. Many of them, really. So take good notes, because you're going to have more options every day. People are joining all the time, women are, and so are men, by the way. So know what you're looking for to make it easier. Just come right out and say it. This is what I'm like, this is what I'm looking for, this is what I need in a wife, this is what I see marriage being like. And then you can start, eliminating some, like a job interview. It's not really a job interview, but in a way it is. You're looking for certain things, and so you just get it out there, and then start crossing names off your list. Keep praying to find someone, and you're going to find her there. Just don't spend 10 years looking for her, and I think you'll be all right. So have the perspective that having a lot of choices is actually a good thing, not a bad thing. And having a lot of choices is meant to really speed up your search for a wife. It only takes one, and I'm thrilled that I found my love beyond the sea.